Thank you for tuning in to Gain and Glow, a feel-good lifestyle podcast with me, Vanessa.
And me, Crystal.
Hi guys! Welcome back! We made it to episode 5.
Yay! We're on our way.
So, I'm just gonna jump right into it. We need Sorry. Tips for getting your glow on.
Yes! In these times, we need to make sure we continue to glow.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, allergy season is here, and my skin's been all dry, and I'm like, what can I do? Well, you know who tells you what to do? Vogue tells you what to do.
Vogue.
So in this article from Vogue, they talk a lot about how ice is like really beneficial for helping your skin glow, and so just jump into it. One of my favorite skincare brands, Ole Henriksen, loves ice cubes when he does makeup on people, or not makeup, sorry, skincare. So he says that it dramatically improves the circulation in the skin and gives you that healthy glow that you want. And what he likes to use is, besides, like, you can just use basic ice cubes. You can use green tea because it's got some caffeine and a little bit of antioxidants. But he likes to use rose hip seed tea, which is high in vitamin C, which is also a good item to use for skincare. It's an antioxidant, and then and vitamin C. It's funny because I feel like I always try to get vitamin C from like oranges and stuff, but it's also good to put it on your skin. Also, ice helps with instead of just putting ice directly on your skin, it's a good idea to wrap it in a thin cloth, and you and like kind of roll the ice cube around on your face. Like, don't just set it on your eye like an ice pack, because it's pretty harsh on the skin just to throw ice on it. But so circulating it on your face while it's in a towel. Also, like, I like to do that, especially if I've had too much sodium the night before. I wake up and my eyes are really puffy, and I'm like, oh no, I have to go see people. Thankfully, I'm just FaceTiming people now.
Yeah.
But, so they can't see everything. But I like to wash my face, brush my teeth, all that stuff, drink a glass of water, because hydration is really important for skin. Good sleep is really important for skin too. We all know what we look like after a night of not getting good sleep. And then I like to go downstairs and, like, while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew, pull out an ice cube and put it in a cloth, and then just kind of circulate it around my face, like a little bit under my eyes, around my cheeks, down the jawline, and it kind of gives your face like a nice little morning massage too on top of it. And if you have a breakout, as we all occasionally do, it also helps with inflammation. So it gets your blood vessels constricting, but also you're circulating your blood. And you're just waking yourself up. You're smacking your face awake.
just really diving into being awake with ice.
Yeah. So if you're feeling bold, you want to start getting glowing, you need some ice. Makeup artists, skincare, estheticians. Okay.
Gurus.
Yeah, skincare gurus. And models like Kate Moss and them, that's what they do. They love ice. Because besides just putting patches on your face to try and help depuff, ice is pretty magical.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and so also tips for glowing skin under my moisturizer and then put on my foundation, and I feel like that's enough of a primer. Like, your skin's pretty hydrated, and then when you put on a foundation over that, you kind of have a nice dewy glow instead of a shiny face. But a really good time to do skincare routines is also at night, because when you sleep, that's the most time that your skin has to repair itself. Your whole body really, rejuvenates itself overnight. And so using a face oil at night, and maybe like a little heavier cream than your normal day lotion, really helps get the moisture in your skin that you might lose from, weather and pollution and whatever else you're doing.
Washing.
Yeah,
with soap and water.
Yes, all the hand washing, face washing. I feel like when you take off a face mask, and I feel like after going on like a walk or going to the store or whatever, I'm like, I need to wash my face. Like, I've just been breathing on myself for a minute.
Yes. And especially right now, the weather's changing in the most magnificent way. It is becoming the most beautiful outside, at least in our area. But even though it's changing to nice weather, my skin just immediately overnight just dries out. Overnight. Dried out.
Yeah, and I have a couple acne creams that I use pretty regularly, and even though my face is used to that, and I normally can just use a moisturizer day and night, and it's okay, I've been so dried out lately. Just so dry, and I hate that feeling, especially if you go outside, and right now it's totally spring in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is blooming.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
The pollen, you can see pollen blowing on the road. Like, when the breeze blows, I can just see pollen hovering over everything.
Yeah, so nighttime face oils are really good. I've tried a few different face oils. I like I'm gonna butcher this name, Farsali.
Oh, okay.
He's all skincare stuff, and he's kind of who you see the Instagram models are always dripping oil on their face, like priming it.
Oh.
He's got that unicorn one that's like pink and shimmery and beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Didn't I just give you one of those? Because I don't know how to use it.
Oh, that was kind of a similar thing. It's like a nice glowy base.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use those things.
But yeah, it really gives you that extra layer of moisture, and depending on the type of oil you get, there's slightly different benefits. You can even use olive oil or grapeseed oil or coconut oil, which, I think most of us have one of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it really does depend on your skin, too. Like, some people don't react well to having extra oil, but I've noticed that when my skin gets dried out, my eyelids tend to get really oily, and it's normally because it's trying to produce more oil because it's so dry. So it's nighttime is where it's really good to layer on and moisturize that face. Something else you can do, like if you want to prep your skin a little bit in the morning after doing your little ice cube, is to mix some honey and saffron together. It makes honey is moisturizing, and it helps for, I guess, it's kind of helpful for get your skin glowing, and also cleaning, because honey, it's kind of like sugar, so it helps exfoliate a little bit too.
And doesn't honey isn't it like antimicrobial, or?
Yeah.
I feel like it's got some kind of property that naturally helps with the bacteria too. Yes.
And so, and like all things, some people's skin reacts differently to things.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, I never really bought honey that was from the region I lived in until I moved up here, because there's so many local farmers markets and stuff, and even in the store they have local honey and tea and stuff, which is really cool. So yeah, I have some they say that if you if you ingest honey from your like local areas, it helps you live in that environment.
That's what I heard as well.
Like pollen and allergies and stuff. Yeah, which is really interesting because I don't feel like I suffer from allergies, but sometimes I feel like I'm getting a cold, and normally it's me dealing with allergies and my sinuses being a little flared up. Yeah. So, put some oil on your face, wash your face. Oh, not too hot though. Okay.
Right.
I know we just talked about hot showers, and but if you wash your face, like try to do lukewarm water because you can tend to strip away a lot of the natural oils on your skin, and then you're trying to repair your skin with products where the best thing is to have a natural oil face.
Yeah, I wash my face in the shower when I take a shower. If it's like morning or night, usually it is, I'll wash my face, or after a workout, whatever. And I keep seeing all these articles that says stop washing your face in the shower, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, like I'm making some kind of huge error here. And it turns out it's the water temperature. Most people take showers at a hotter temperature, so it's not as good for your skin on your face. So, but I have really sensitive skin. I actually take cooler showers, mostly because I have to. It's very drying. But if you do wash your face in the shower, you should wait until the end of your shower when your water starts to cool, or turn your water a little bit cooler and wash your face with cooler water, not hot.
Yeah, it's really refreshing to turn your water cooler at the end of your shower. I heard that it's also good for sealing like your hair cuticles and stuff. You know, they say like, you know, coldness tightens your pores and all that. Granted, to do that effect, you kind of have to be cold for a while. Right. But for my hair, I've done that since I've bleached it and dyed it so many colors. I like to end with like a cold splash and try and help it stay lively.
Yeah. Repair yourself. I was actually thinking today, it's probably because I've been in isolation for weeks, but I was thinking today about dyeing my hair, and the only thing that stopped me was remembering I only have lavender, which doesn't A, look good on my skin, or B, stay very long. And I remember how bad it killed my hair last time because I didn't take proper care of it. Like after I colored it, I didn't moisturize properly and stuff. So good news is I fought the urge to improperly home dye my hair.
Yeah, neither of us have dyed our hair or cut bangs. So I think we're winning.
Yeah. I've thought about the bangs as well, mostly in like a funny way. I was like, how funny? I mean, it'd be pretty funny, right? Like if I just like popped up with bangs that I cut from home and you could tell. And then I was like, yeah, but what if they lift the lockdown like in a week? And it's like, okay. Now I've got I guess ironic bangs.
Guess we'll be wearing a lot of headbands.
Yeah. It's unfortunate I look so bad in hats. It's quite unfortunate. But yes, I love the idea to use ice on your face and moisturize with the oils and really get that glow. Right now is such a good time because most of us aren't wearing makeup on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. So why not throw some of that attention into our skincare that we would normally put into our makeup?
Right? I don't spend 30 minutes getting ready anymore.
No. Gosh, I don't know how I'm going to go back to doing the whole thing. But I've tried to really focus on my skincare while I'm not doing anything else as far as makeup goes. And I'm going to try the ice cubes. I'm definitely trying that.
Yeah, I've tried freezing, after drinking green tea, you can freeze the tea bags and then just use that as like its own little soft ice pack too, which is nice. The only thing recommend having like a cloth, because once it, defrosts, is just leaking.
Right. You just soaked with tea. You just have tea all over. You're like, well, I mean...
Yeah, don't need to stain your clothes or anything.
Right. Well, do you have any other tips for us?
No, that's it.
That's it?
That's
wow.
it.
And then, boom, a few easy tips, and then next thing you know, you're glowing.
Glowing. You're glowing.
And it's super important, I think, part of making sure that you maintain your glow and you maintain that energy is actually learning how to relax, too. Which is...
Yeah, stress is a skin killer. Mood
Stress,
killer.
yes, it's
Killer.
a mood
killer.
it's a killer. It's a killer downright in every aspect. And it's funny because you think about relaxing, and it should be like this common thing that everybody does, and it's like this simple concept. But since we've had to be more isolated recently, my schedule has changed dramatically, and part of that has come with, like, these open pockets of time. Like you said, we're not having to get ready anymore. I'm not spending 30 minutes showering after the gym, and then another 30 minutes getting ready, and another 30 minutes driving back and forth to wherever to commute and then get to work. I'm finding all these pockets of time where I almost feel anxious because I'm not doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
It feels like.
We totally don't realize how much we are constantly doing something.
Yes.
Or even just going, something as simple as, we would do a morning walk and go over to Starbucks and then wait, and you're always like looking and seeing and interacting, and
yeah,
we have a lot of time to focus on ourselves.
Right.
A little off-putting.
Yes, and I've had to really get comfortable with truly relaxing. Like, not just zoning out, not just melting into, like, binging for hours, although I've done that as well. Please believe. Tiger King. I mean.
I think we've all seen Tiger King by now.
I hope so. I wanted to start this off so badly with, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. But but then I was like, is that a copyright thing? Please don't sue me. I feel like your husband would sue me. I just feel like it. Anywho, I digress. But I've had to really actually try to figure out how to truly relax. Truly relax. And I've always lived my life kind of being a little bit high-strung. It's just kind of how I was raised. I was raised by a lot of high-strung people. I think they also have high blood pressure. But I realized that I was so rigid in my schedule. I think, like most people are, trying to fit as much as I can in. Most of that was consisting of driving and getting ready. And so now that I'm, like, off of work and I just close my laptop and I walk from my bedroom to my living room, I realize I've been trying to learn how to relax. Truly, truly, truly how to relax. And I found a few tips that I wanted to share because this is so important. Let me bestow knowledge upon thee. So the first thing is to find outlets that like recharge your internal battery, but that don't include your phone or your laptop or a TV. Something non-electronic that gives you an outlet. So whether it's being creative, like painting, drawing, crafting, reading an actual book, like, something.
One of those hardcover paper.
Yeah,
things.
Get a paper cut. You remember the story.
Live a little,
shed a little blood. I mean, wild it out, but relax. But like relax though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. See, it's so hard. I always round back to being all riled up. Also, being okay with like taking a day off from everything. I think it's so hard some days to ignore the dishes, ignore the laundry, ignore, maybe the dog needs to be washed. Maybe he can be washed tomorrow. Like, There's some days where truly relaxing and getting comfortable and being okay with taking a day off and knowing that it's just as important as maintaining your schedule and it's just as important as maintaining your structure to also take a day off. Don't make it like a 6-week day off.
Yeah.
Like the 300th day in March is your day off again. But every now and then, taking a little bit of a break, and truly I'm, like, saying, I'm not going to do the dishes. This one, okay, so try to not overbook yourself with your social calls during this time.
Oh.
Virtual phone calls. I sat down and you had to use my planner to write out all of the different virtual phone calls that I was getting invited to, all these different Zoom calls. There's a Zoom work happy hour, and then, we have, I have a Zoom happy hour with my gym virtually, and then I got an old friend reached out and was like, hey, do you want to catch up on a video call? And then another friend, we made plans to do this other video call where we were going to, like, do drinking games, and they would be on one end and we would be on another, and I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm filling up my social calendar so much more right now because it seems like it should be easier because I have all this time, and a virtual call should be easier than having to go to somebody and actually hang out. But I realized I started overbooking myself more than I would book myself in a traditional week if we weren't in lockdown. So
it's probably because everyone's doing the same thing, and they're like, yeah, let's reach out, let's socialize. Like, I mean, I know it's hard not to socialize to go outdoors.
Right.
So yeah, it seems really easy to do Zoom calls and stuff, and then it's funny too with holidays and stuff. Do like Easter, it was like I was calling everybody, and then the next day it was like, oh well, then the next day it was other people. It's like, okay, now you're at work.
Yes.
And you take your lunch break and then you talk to somebody, and then
Yep. And it's so important to make sure you're not, like, overbooking yourself on these virtual calls. It seems so easy, and it's like, and everybody wants to reach out and everybody wants to socialize, but part of relaxing is knowing that you can say no to a Zoom call. You can reschedule a Zoom call. Everybody was trying to reach out, and it's so good to stay social, but it's also important to understand that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to take a day not talking to everybody and not joining that Zoom or skipping that virtual happy hour unless it's mandatory like our work ones. But, and then, of course, breathing practices.
Oh, I didn't forget to do that. Always be breathing.
Always be breathing. We're gonna need t-shirts. We're gonna need t-shirts, wristbands, tattoos.
You have to tell me, because I forget.
Yes, always be breathing. I've been looking more into conscious breath and kind of like yoga breathing, where you're really breathing through movements, and it's actually how I get through a lot of my more painful workouts, is I just focus in on my breathing, and it's truly relaxing. And sometimes you can tap into a state of relaxation by shutting everything off around you, shutting off any music, shutting off or muting your TV, giving yourself silence, and then breathing so you count to 3 in, and then you exhale counting to 3, and you do that for a minute straight. And you just consciously breathe, and that's it. It's almost what it is. It's almost like a little mini meditation. So it kind of helps you tap into that relax mode of really kind of switching it on into a good moment of relaxation, which even 5 minutes of conscious breathing or meditation like that can recharge you for the whole day, depending on, how into it you can really get.
Yeah, I used to, when I was feeling really anxious every day, I started trying to find ways to chill. And, and breathing on one of my breaks was one of them. It was literally just stepping outside, or sitting on a bench, or going into an empty office and breathing, setting a timer on my watch, and then just breathing for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay to be distracted by your thoughts and noises going by. It's there's noise in life. Life is always changing and going, and people are I feel like I hear people's kids more now, and then like I hear kids, I hear planes, I hear sirens, I hear birds, squirrels fighting in the trees. There's a lot of life happening, so I think it's been really important for me to remember to breathe. Especially, it's funny because you think you're inside and you're be more prone to relaxing, but you just distract yourself with things. Yeah. And sometimes you get stressed out and you're like, why am I so stressed? Oh, probably because I'm shallow breathing.
Right. And it's so important to understand you can be sitting at home not doing anything and still not be relaxed. Yes. And that is the biggest, I think, obstacle that I've encountered in adulthood because of how I was raised, because of the rigidity that I've come to like know and love in my schedule and everything. I had to figure out just sitting down and vegging out and not having something to do does not equate actually being relaxed and truly recharging the battery. And not being able to leave your house for non-essential trips and stuff doesn't mean that you're just relaxing.
You get used to like having a certain state of being, especially when you're always anticipating something. And I notice I can get in those loops where I'm focusing on one project and then I'm like, okay, well, switching. Now I'm looking at emails. And it's like, you're never toning it down.
You're working yourself up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And sometimes you just got to bring it back down.
Breathe it out.
You have to glow up, not blow up. It's so very important.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What else should I
do? So the last kind of little tip is to wear your most comfortable outfit and
done.
Go out, boom, done, and then go out and get fresh air. So those are two things, and you don't necessarily have to do them at the same time, but wearing comfortable clothing when you're trying to really get into that state of relaxation, something that you feel good in, even if it's a suit, if you just like wearing your suit, but putting on an outfit that makes you feel good, feel comfortable, and then also getting fresh air, opening up your windows. Here in the P&W, we're full spring now. I mean, we're gonna get rain and stuff in the weekend, but the majority of our days are sun and breeze, and it's so important to open up the window and let that in. Breathe in the fresh air and everything. And that'll help you relax and glow up.
Speaking of glow ups.
Oh, do you have something to tell me?
It's funny. I think since people are all stuck at home, they've been posting a lot of old photos, and it's been pretty trendy, I'd say, for the last few months anyway. Of glow ups and glow up challenges.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's like everyone just started glowing up.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean glow up? Okay, so obviously I went online and I Googled it. And it's pretty apparent from the pictures. But here's UrbanDictionary.com's description.
Yes.
To go from the bottom to the top to the point of disbelief.
I love that.
In other words, an incredible transformation.
Yes. I feel like I just need one picture of 15-year-old me next to 30-year-old me, and there's a glow up right there.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are doing. And it's funny because you know, especially like looking at people's transformations in any way, and like in weight loss, in age, and like how you do your hair now, and how your outfits. appearance, your style, all that stuff. It's funny because we think it's something that happens, like, it's like, oh, look what they did really quickly, like, oh my gosh, like, then and now, wow. And it's really, just like everything, it's slow. It's a slow, gradual process.
Yes. Oh.
And I guess that the term kind of became popular due to one of the rappers who he's been in and out of jail a bunch, but one of those times really affected him, and he quit drinking and using drugs and focused on his fitness, and lost 50 pounds, and then got out of jail, continued to stay fairly clean, and then lose another 50 pounds.
Wow.
And just really shocked the hip-hop community. And that really started the trend. And I was interested to learn that, because I was like, well, how did this just start? How do things become things?
Right? How does something just, like, become something?
Yeah.
It's funny, I think about that sometimes, where there's these, like, concepts. I saw this thing, somebody said, April distance will bring May existence. And I was like, oh, damn, that's poignant. That is profound. And I'm like, how do these things start? Like, glow up. How does one just come up with this concept in this term? I mean, glow obviously is already something that is popular. I hear there's podcasts about it. I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting that it would be a rapper. A rapper would be the one to have the first glow up.
Yeah, and he was, to have a history of being in and out of jail and being set in a way, like in his ways, and then deciding to change and then sticking with it, and then astounding people. It's pretty impressive that we think that we have to be all in on something, but it's really just small changes that make big differences.
Yeah.
Like all these little, I know that I've kind of been off track with my goals, with just being kind of consistent in my workouts, and not eating great. I'm not trying to be perfect, but eating my full regular meals instead of like snacking a lot. Because I know when I get snacky and I pick and choose all my things, and before you know it, I've eaten like 600 calories of snacks, and you're like, I still want more.
Yeah, and it's, for me, if it's me, it's like, oh, and it's like 11 in the a.m. I've eaten half of my calories for the day, and I'm not happy.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, you can say you're an emotional eater. I know I've said it about myself, not about you.
Whoa. I am.
But it's when you're like sitting alone, I feel like on my weekends that's what I would do. I'd be really snacky because I'm just like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna have a snack. And now I'm home every day and I'm like, so is it time for another snack?
Right. How long has it been since the last time I ate? Let me carry the 2. Yeah, it's been time to eat now. It's another time to eat.
But instead of being hard on myself or focusing on not eating, quote unquote bad things, just stuff I wouldn't prefer to eat that don't make me feel super great, but are really tasty. I've been just making a more of an effort to drink more water, and slicing lemons and squeezing that in there so it's a little more interesting, and just making like trips whenever I think about food. I'm like, do I have a full glass of water? Maybe I should go get that first. And change is so slow. And I think we have so much time to focus on what we want to change and habits we want to form and ways that we can, relax and enjoy the time that we have, with our families or reconnecting with people.
Yeah.
So get your glow up on.
You gotta get your glow up on. I love that. And it's fun because right now too, if you want to do something to change your life or to change the trajectory of your career or whatever it is, now's the perfect time to do it if you want to. And I feel like that's such a big message too. It's like, for some people, this is a beautiful time to ramp it up and really push for those goals. For other people, it might be a good time to maybe rein it in a little bit. Learn how to relax. Learn how you've been pushing for your goals. You've been working hard. Maybe take a forced vacation. Mother Nature just forced a vacation on you in a sense. But I think no matter whether you're relaxing or you're ramping up your goals, you should definitely always keep yourself somewhat busy when it comes to your brain on a consistent basis. And when we got the notification of being locked down and all this stuff, I started trying to really focus on the positive sides of what I've been hearing and seeing and all that stuff. And I found a ton of people are offering free courses.
Ooh.
Yes. And now with this extra time and whether you're like forcing yourself to push for your goals or you're reining back and you're trying to like relax a little bit, learning a new language or hobby is such a good way to relax and to keep yourself consistent in improving and glowing up even more. I mean, you don't have to come out of isolation with a new language, but you could get it going.
Smile with a beautiful face in a new language.
Exactly.
Ready to travel.
Right? I'm ready to travel full force. I went searching for just kind of a few. I found a lot. I found a list of like 28 different companies or organizations that are offering free services. I found another list of like another 30 or something. But I cherry picked the 4 that kind of honestly that interest me, that I'm going to look into more, or that I already have. The first one is Duolingo. It's a language app, and I actually used it before because I consistently try to become fluent in Spanish, even though I've only successfully learned how to speak Survivor Spanglish. But Duolingo is a really cool free app, and right now they've got a ton more free content, and I feel like I never run out of anything to do. There's games, there's quizzes, there's flashcards, and they offer like 26 different languages or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, so you can learn French, you can learn Dutch, you can learn Spanish, you can learn Mandarin. I mean, you name it, I'm pretty sure they offer it in some capacity.
That's so cool. I haven't used it myself, but my roommates have been using it to speak Spanish to their child, and it was cool to learn that you can kind of compete with other people that are also trying to learn, and be like, oh, did you do today's stuff? Because I'm already on day 6. Where are you?
Yeah, it does introduce like an accomplishments, achievements factor, like a video game factor too, which is fun. And it on my phone,
is totally motivating.
Yeah, and if you turn notifications on, I'll tell you, it will get you every single day. It told me, you have not studied today, and I'm like, you are correct, sir. I did not. I see you. Another one right now, I think they're doing it for like 3 months. Fender.com, if you go to their website, is offering free guitar lessons.
That's awesome.
I think I read something about ukulele lessons too, either free through them or somebody else. So I mean, ukulele. And then, so cool, Harvard is offering programming courses. So like online programming courses from Harvard for free.
Now's your chance, everyone. You can go to Harvard.
And I can tell you, I used to program back in the day. It was really simple stuff, not like anything super cool. But it was super cool, so I'm definitely looking into this.
It wasn't really cool, but
it wasn't like you know, like what they portray programming to be on TV. I wasn't hacking servers or breaking into Federal Reserves or anything. I was.
You were in a black light room with bumping music.
Not even close. Nope. I was in an office with 3 other ladies. But Yeah, very daytime. This was very early in the day, every day. 8 hours at least. But yeah, so Harvard's offering programming courses, and then Yale is offering a number of free courses as well. Harvard's offering a bunch of different types of courses, but Yale's offering a few, and one of them that I am 100% going to look into is on Roman architecture, which is so random. It makes no sense, but I'm so interested. I want to know what this is all about, and I think to get any kind of education from Yale or Harvard, I mean an Ivy League school, which I was not privileged enough to be able to attend an Ivy League school. I would have loved to, but to have access to these programs online while we're all stuck at home anyways, such a good idea. So those are the 4 that I'm gonna look into because I'm stoked. I'm very interested. And Duolingo, awesome. I'll just pick it back up. I've been slacking.
Those notifications, like while they're motivating, can also be like, oh no.
It's so stressful.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Especially because I don't fully know how to allocate my time appropriately, and so I overbook myself with apps. I'll be like, yeah, sure, you know, Facebook, you can send me notifications. And then I'm like, yeah, Duolingo, send me some notifications. No. And then Google's like, hey, can we send you some stuff? And I'm like, sure, why not? And then CNN, yeah, buddy, you get in here too. And then next thing I know, I have 17 notifications, and it's only been like 10 minutes. Like, I am blowing up right now.
I've totally been unsubscribing to things in my inbox because I'm like, I don't need all this. Like, I feel like I always have. I check my emails a lot now, and I'm like, no one really emails me. I subscribe to things. I'm like, oh, what does so-and-so have to say today? And then I'm like, you're just distracting yourself with randomness. Like,
right.
Unless it's really helping you, it's probably not worth your time.
That's it. So one of the things I wanted to also bring up as far as like utilizing our time now that we're free is ways of like spring cleaning, like cleaning things out. Yeah. I have a 4-week challenge for everybody, and it's a challenge that I'll follow up with an Instagram post. I'll make a little thing, and there'll be more details on Instagram. But I think cleaning out your emails is extra credit. That's an extra credit. It's not in my 4-week plan, but cleaning out your emails is such a good project because there's so... Oh my gosh, everybody I've ever given my email address to thinks that I need to know about them, and then they want to sell that to somebody else, and they all think I want to know about them. And in reality, weeks could go by and I don't know they exist. You're
like, oh man, I really gotta catch up on this challenge.
Yeah, I'm like, oh gosh. So I have a 4-week spring cleaning challenge. Basically, it's more of a guideline, more of a kind of outline, I guess, to tackle pretty much your whole home within the span of 4 weeks. So the first week 1, would be closets. So it sounds so funny, but I feel like my closets are the most frustrating part of my apartment sometimes because I need them so much and I utilize them so much, and it feels like I shut the door and they scramble themselves. Like there's like elves inside of there that just like take I just folded the linens. Who gives? I'm gonna put them over here. Like, and then I open it and I'm like, what? Why are there pillowcases where the crafts? Like, what? But week 1, everything's always jumbled. It's a mess. But in this jumbledness, I've come to really refine my closet organization techniques, and I get great pleasure from organizing things. And like,
I do too. You just feel accomplished.
Yeah, like that final sense of completion and seeing everything clean, it feels so therapeutic. Mm-hmm. It's like you have control over it.
Definitely. You can control it.
You can control it. So week 1...
When it's there, it's like it's there, and then every time you see it, you're like, oh, this is nice. This
Yes.
is peaceful. This is organized.
And I'm happy, and it's like satisfying. So week 1 is closets. Week 2, kitchen. There's a few ways you see, and everybody's kitchen gets cluttered. We end up amassing so many different cups, plates, pots and pans. I have a pan. I literally pull it out of the cupboard almost every time I cook, and I put it back because I don't like it, and I won't cook on it. But will I throw it out? Absolutely not. No, I don't. So, week 2, kitchen. There's a few steps that you can take over the course of the week, so that way you're also not doing it all at once. So you can get it organized and ready for spring, ready to entertain, ready for brunch. Week 3 is bathrooms, because our bathrooms are always the space. The bathroom is not so much as much organizing as it is deep cleaning too, because the bathroom needs a good deep clean every now and then, including the walls and dusting, but also reorganizing and reevaluating your space and your beauty products and what you need. It's also a good time to filter out all of that old makeup and face wash. They
Expired sunscreen.
Yes, they have expirations on the back. I recently learned this. There's a little image. It looks like a little open jar, and it's got a number and an M in it. So if you look
That's an expiration date?
That's an expiration. What it means is it's only good for that many months after being opened.
I honestly didn't know that.
Yes!
Now I'm kind of embarrassed.
Okay, so fun things that no one taught us.
Yeah.
Is an expiration date. So if
that
you
should be a segment. I like that.
Right? So if you look in your bathroom, you can literally go through your cabinet and your drawers, and you can look on the back of every little tube and bottle, and if it says like 24M and it's got the little open container symbol, that means it was only good for 24 months past its open date.
Dang.
So bathroom would be your week 3. That would be part of it. Purging old stuff, deep cleaning the nasty stuff, soak that toilet. It smells like your butt for a reason. And then week 4 is bedrooms. You take that last week to purge your bedroom of clothes that don't bring you joy anymore. Give your bed a really good baking soda, powdering, and then a vacuuming. Reevaluate your feng shui if you're into that, which I found online. People are offering free feng shui courses.
What?
Yep. So
Take one.
yes. My spring cleaning 4-week challenge is week 1, handle your closets. Week 2, tackle that kitchen. Week 3, scrub that bathroom and look for those expiration dates. And then week 4, get that bedroom ready to be your zone for relaxation and feng shui. So I'll do a whole little thing to post on Instagram too that'll give some more steps, and then maybe I'll even do like a little mini-sode.
Yeah.
Each week
cool.
I'll pop on and I can talk about, you know, my tips and tricks and tools.
That's awesome. And you can follow us at Gain and Glow the podcast.
Yes. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and then of course, if you haven't subscribed to our podcast yet, that's crazy because we're everywhere. Just tap the button. We're on every platform. We put ourselves out there. Here's the deal. I put myself out there. I'm so excited. It's funny. It's week 5. It's not week 5. It's episode 5. But we've been doing this for so many weeks. I feel like we should have like 40 episodes at this point. But we don't. We have 5 now. But yes.
But we think about it a lot, and we put a lot of effort into sharing stuff with everybody. I like to connect.
I know.
To connect and share info and.
You know what? And also,
keep it happy.
It seems like we have some consistent listeners each week now. So if you're one of the consistent listeners, like, thank you very much. Continue to download, share us with your friends. We're doing this for you. And probably you only. I mean, it's probably just you and us.
On Instagram too. You can actually hit us up there and we can chit chat.
Yeah, if you slide into our DMs on Gain and Glow the podcast on Instagram, we'd be more than happy to say hello. If you don't care for the podcast, that's fine. Please don't.
That's fine. Move along.
Yeah, please don't be mean.
Just keep swiping. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Swipe left?
Yeah. And also, let us know if you don't like it and you need a podcast recommendation. I could give you like 40. All kinds of different genres.
We also listen to podcasts.
Yeah. If you don't like our flavor, that's fine. There's a ton out there. You'll love one of them. But
I think that's pretty cool too. It's like there's something for everybody.
Oh, I love it. That's another thing. I went through a little hiatus listening to podcasts and audiobooks, probably for like 4 weeks or so. Honestly, I cut off podcasts for a little bit while we were formulating this podcast and like creating this and getting our structure and our flow, because I didn't want to be too heavily influenced by the podcast that I listened to. I didn't want to accidentally mirror someone or do mimic, you know, because so many people that I listen to, they're so catchy. They have these like phrases that they always say, or a tone in their voice that I really enjoy. So I cut myself off for a little bit to make sure that I was like clean and pure coming into this. But now that we're all in lockdown, I've been diving back in. I've been enjoying my podcasts again.
Definitely. I like to listen to when I'm working now, since I don't have my coworkers to distract me with random stuff, which I love. Yep.
No more automatic, like, I'm gonna walk to your desk and now this is a meeting interactions. Where you're like, oh, I didn't want this. Nope. Don't like that. Nope.
Yeah, you don't miss that, though.
Don't miss that at all.
But yeah, so, you know, if you like us, we appreciate you. We're glad you're here.
Yes. And we want to make sure during all this crazy time that we're only putting out good content that's happy and feel good, and we really want to focus on that. And Crystal, do you have some tips for us on how to maintain our happiness during these crazy times? Because I heard that you might.
Who told you?
I can't say, but it's very undercover.
Did I tell you?
You told me. You told me. I heard it from you.
Yeah, I have some tips on just, you know, how to spread kindness, because, you know, you really get what you put out. You get it back.
Yeah.
Life is circular.
Yes, it is. It really is. It's cyclical.
Yeah, that's the word. I have a quote from Amelia Earhart that I really liked, so I figured I'd start it with that. A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees.
Wow.
Plant that seed.
Oh, I love that. And it's so true. It's so true. Your single act of kindness can ripple out. It's just like as much as the bad can ripple out, the good can too. And it's so important.
Yeah, and you know, when you do something nice for someone else, you know, it automatically makes you feel good. Yeah. Because you make someone smile, it makes you smile, and even if you're not feeling super great, it helps lift your mood for sure. So some ways to help spread your happiness, or help get some happiness, is to
get some.
Is to express your gratitude. So it can be I guess sorry. It can be something as simple as just telling someone thank you for listening. You know, like, I have a couple people in my life, mainly my husband, who just listens to me ramble. And now you guys do too.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But, you know, sometimes you have you're going through something and you're frustrated and you just lay it all out on somebody, and then, you know, they just listen and they're there for you. And then you go about your day and you're like, okay, cool, like, thanks for talking to me. But if you really tell someone, you know, I really appreciate you and, you know, your kindness and your friendship, that, you know, that really just it makes people happy to feel loved, to feel, feel important, because there are so many people that are important in your lives, and now's a really good time to let them know that.
Yeah. And if you really think about it, how many times do you hear it? Probably not a lot. So other people probably aren't hearing it a lot either. If you have to be the change. You have to be what you would want back. Put that out there. And even if it doesn't come back to you, at least you put it out there for somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds so cliche, but it's like, yeah, you have to be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really true, and it's kind of funny because my a therapist I used to go to would say that, and just kind of remember, you have to do what you want to do. Like, you have to want, like, to get back those things, like, and so you have to do those things.
Yeah.
It's kind of
you can't
silly, but we don't really take the time to think about that, I think, because we're always distracted with life.
Yeah. And I think we get distracted with our expectations of other people, and we forget that we shouldn't expect of other people what we wouldn't be willing to put out ourselves. If we expect other people's appreciation and gratitude, we have to be willing to put that out there too.
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
And that could be all the difference.
Yeah. And also, if you have like a bad conversation with someone or bad interaction, try to put yourself in their shoes if you can. Like, I went to the post office kind of towards the beginning of all this kind of craziness, where we weren't sure what was going to happen, and we're still going to work, but we're wondering if we're going to work from home. And the lady behind the desk was helping someone before me, and she was being kind of snippy with the customer, and he seemed pretty nice and stuff. And then when I went up there, she's like, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?" And then I'm like, "Oh, good. It's such a beautiful day, right? Well, here's what I want to do." And then I didn't do something right, and she was like, "You have to fill out this form. You have to fill this out." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "I can do that. Can I just do that right now? Can I borrow a pen?" And just kind of being polite. Like, by the end of it, she's like, "Oh yeah, and it's only gonna take this long, and I can take this for you, and I'll make a copy." Like, she totally changed her vibe after me just kind of ignoring her attitude.
Yeah.
And just, it's like, it's nothing personal. I have no idea what anyone else is going through at any given time. And something else to do is try to be encouraging when you feel like you're going to criticize someone. And I think that's pretty important right now, where we're all stuck at home and with our roommates, with our spouses, with our children, and you kind of just want to, don't do that. Stop doing that. Stop it.
Yeah.
And instead of being frustrated, to kind of say, I would really like it if you would do this instead. And boom, like, you kept the tone cool, happy, light, and you're not frustrated. You're not passing on the frustration to whoever you're talking to. Also, you should give someone a note.
Oh, interesting.
I really like that idea of giving someone a note, because when's the last time you got a note? Like,
right. Not in a while.
Yeah, I had this tip that I found on positivityblog.com, simple as it is,
Boom.
was saying to hide a surprising and kind note. And it's like, they say to leave a small note with a loving or encouraging sentence in your partner or child's lunchbox, hat, tea container, or book that he or she is reading right now. That minute of your time will put a smile on her face and joy and motivation in her heart.
Aww.
Isn't that cute? I love that.
Like
if
that.
I open up a book that I've been trying to read, it's on my desk. It's there. It's looking at me. It's giving me notifications.
Yeah.
If I opened up and just saw a note where it just said, "I love you," or have it, "I hope you enjoy your book," like, it would make me so happy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool, because I'm like, you could totally do that for people in your house, And you could also, you know, if you want to, like, mail or email and just be like, thinking of you. Boom.
Boom. Just drop a line and spread the love.
Yeah. And then lastly, just be there. Just be there for somebody. You know, I think we're all going through a lot of emotions, and I feel like every day is kind of different, even though I'm at home. And it's different in the way that, like, you choose to interact with people, or if you are working from home, then you have that, or, you know, everyone's mood's different, like, hour to hour, day to day. And so just being there and listening without thinking of how to tell someone how to fix their problem, or try to make them feel a different way is all we really need sometimes. It's a big reason why I really like journaling, to kind of just let it out, because it is what you feel how you feel.
Right, your feelings are valid, and if you feel them, you feel them for a reason. Yep.
And it's nice when someone's just there for you. So we're here for you.
We are here for you. And if you want to drop us a line, or if you need something, we are here for you.
Absolutely. And
well,
that wraps it up for me.
Yeah. I think that might be it for this week.
I'm so excited we made it to episode 5.
We did. And then we will be back with episode 6 before you guys know it. And then we're going to start putting out some mini-sodes. We're going to have a couple of little special things that we'll do, like the organizing 4-week challenge that I'll be posting about, and some of our favorite things. That'll be a new thing that's going to be coming around. We'll talk about our favorite things. Yes. So, subscribe, stick with us, we'll stick with you, we're all in this together, we're staying home, we're staying safe, and, well, until next time.
Bye!
Bye!